Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori. Today I'm going to do a video on food, or what we call diets. And this is probably one of the most common questions that I get asked all the time is about diet. What should I be eating? What should I be drinking? That kind of a thing. And so today I wanted to do a video on food and the Ascension process. So first of all, it's important to remember that your beliefs and what you believe in creates your reality. Nobody is forcing you to buy into or believe any belief system. Okay, so you have to recognize and remember that you're a creator being, and you are creating every now moment in your reality, whether you want to believe that or not, or whether you do believe it or not. Right? There are no victims, especially as we are ascending. Okay, you're either conscious of what you're creating or unconscious. Diet are belief systems. Okay, and there is no right and no wrong with anyone's particular way of eating. If you can, and when you start shifting into higher states of consciousness, you start to move deeper into a neutral zone, neutral reality, which is that you are choosing your reality, your beliefs. Another human is choosing their reality and their beliefs. And that is it. It just is. You are not here to judge another person's belief system. So diet is a very charged subject in all of the communities, but definitely in the spiritual community. The other thing you want to understand is that paradigms, beliefs are held in paradigms. What does that mean? It means that we experience collective beliefs, collective thoughts, collective ways of being in a paradigm. And there are hundreds and thousands of paradigms that we can experience in any now moment. There are many paradigms in the spiritual community, many paradigms in the scientific community, many paradigms in the medical community, many paradigms in the teaching community, many paradigms in the spiritual community. I mean, it goes on and on and on. In the diet community, right? Paradigms are collective consciousnesses that hold beliefs, emotions, and thoughts, that when you move into that paradigm, you are now experiencing the beliefs, thoughts, and emotions that exist inside of that paradigm. For example, veganism is a paradigm. What that means is that there are beliefs, thoughts, emotions that exist as a collective consciousness that holds the knowingness of veganism, being vegan. What does it mean? What does it look like? How does it feel? How do you experience it? Right? So if you believe in veganism and being a vegan, then you are buying into or participating in that paradigm. And when you jump into and play in that paradigm, you then start to hold on to the beliefs, the thoughts, the actions, the emotions in that paradigm, and you start acting that out in your reality. That becomes your reality. There are many other paradigms, such as meat eaters, right? That is a paradigm of eating meats, enjoying meats, eating animal products, eating animals. That's a paradigm. Right? And so when you move into the paradigm of I eat animals, I eat animal products, right? You fall into that paradigm, you start to tap into the beliefs, thoughts, actions, emotions of that paradigm. And when you play in that paradigm, you are creating your reality from that paradigm. Now, when you are in a neutral zone, there's nothing wrong with these paradigms. There's nothing right with these paradigms, okay? We are just consciousness experiencing consciousness. So we have an opportunity and a choice to choose which paradigms we want to play in, which will then create the reality we believe in. When you believe in that reality, when you play in that reality, it becomes real. right? What happens is that we're unconscious a lot of the time, that we're actually choosing that paradigm. And depending upon where you are in the world, what your age bracket is, the color of your skin, your socioeconomic status, all of these play a role in the specific paradigms that you play in, jump in, and experience, which then creates your reality. For instance, if you lived in the mountains of Montana, the chances of you being a vegan is probably much smaller than if you lived in Northern California, for instance, right? So it's important when we start talking about food and diet in the Ascension process that you start to first get an understanding, a foundation, that everything is belief. Belief is consciousness, and beliefs are held in paradigms, and that you have a choice as to what you are going to believe in, and there is no right or wrong about it. Okay, so when we talk about diet, or food, right? There is a lot of charge around what we want, what we should be putting into our bodies, right? What we should be feeding ourselves, and how fresh the food should be, how clean it should be, how organic it should be, all the greens we should be eating, and all of these things. Now, that's a paradigm. And if you resonate with that paradigm, which means that your energetic field connects to that paradigm, and you say, I like that, that feels good to me, I like that paradigm. At this now moment in my vibrational field, I like the paradigm of fresh food, fresh juices, fresh green stuff, no animal products. That is your vibrational rate resonating with a paradigm that holds beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and actions that are surrounding the notion or action of greens, fresh, organic, non-animal product stuff, right? So if your vibration is moving towards that paradigm and you move into that paradigm, then you're going to start to do that kind of diet, right? If your body, however, is vibrating, let's just say in a paradigm that holds meat, I want to eat meat, I want to eat meat, right? And in this paradigm is eating meats and really devouring the beauty of that protein and whatever it is that those meats give you. If your body is vibrating towards that paradigm, which means that you are feeling called to move to that paradigm, and this could shift at any now moment, meaning one day you could be craving the paradigm of veganism, and the next day you could be craving the paradigm of meat. The problem that we have as humans is that we judge it. This is the problem in the entire spiritual community, is judgment. There is no judgment about anything. It's all energy. It's all consciousness. And with diet, it is your own energetic field, which is your physical form, directing you to the paradigm that it wants to be in that now moment. What happens is that when you start to feel yourself craving the meat, you start to think to yourself, oh, wait a second, there's these other paradigms, there's these other beliefs, there's these other teachers that say that if you want to ascend and if you want to shift into higher states of consciousness, you shouldn't be eating meat. Let me do a little side note here. Any single person, teacher, being that ever says you should be, you shouldn't be, that holds judgments around your behavior, this is the way you do it, this is how you should be doing it, this is what you need to do. With discernment, of course, you want to be very cautious of, because when you start ascending into higher states of consciousness, there's no judgment. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There's no you should or shouldn't. That doesn't even vibrate with you. Should? What do you mean I should? So just because somebody's telling a community of beings how they need to be doesn't mean it is the only way and it is so. Okay, so you may have a spiritual teacher or even a family member or a friend, anyone that is talking about how great they feel because they're eating all this fresh organic food and their vibration is so high and they're vibrating at a really great rate. And you're not resonating with that. You're thinking, crap, I want to eat burgers and fries. That's what my body is resonating at. It doesn't mean that you are in a lower vibrational field and that they're in a higher vibrational field. They're doing it better than you. It just means that in this now moment, your vibrational field is requiring you to eat this certain food. What happens again is that we start to think to ourselves, oh, I've been taught in a paradigm that eating meat is bad, that eating animal is bad, right? And we know that there are avenues that you can take that make it more humane, okay? But even from a bigger perspective, there really isn't anything wrong with any of the paradigms. I don't want to go into that too deeply because it's a very sensitive subject, but you can navigate the humanity of all of this, right? If your energetic field is craving certain products that hold paradigms of not okay, not safe, bad for you, unhealthy. If you believe these paradigms, it's not healthy to eat meat, it's not healthy to eat cheeses. If you are believing a paradigm over here that says you can't eat cheese, you can't eat meat, you can't eat these heavy products, it means you're not vibrating at a high frequency. And yet your vibratory rate is saying, can you please eat a burger or pizza or French fries? You're going to have an absolute crazy dissonance that's going to happen, which means your body is energetically asking for something and your mind is telling you something completely different. It's not right. It's not good. So here's what happens. Your body is asking you to eat this. Your mind is saying that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, right? So you're going to eat, maybe you're going to allow yourself to eat that burger or that pizza, but the entire time you're thinking to yourself, I'm doing something bad, I'm doing something bad, I'm doing something bad, this is negative, this is heavy, this is heavy, this isn't making me increase my vibration. Your thoughts and beliefs will create that reality. Same thing with healthy, beautiful, fresh, organic food. If you're craving that burger, but you're having these horrible thoughts around it, right? Not horrible, but these thoughts about it, that it's not good for you, it's going to decrease your vibratory rate, right? That's what it's going to do. So then you're like, well, shoot, I need to be eating these green juices and these salads and this organic vegetable stuff and all these things, right? So you're going to go towards that and you're going to make a meal of it. But as you're eating it, you are not enjoying it. You are not feeling as if this is what you are desiring. There's a disconnect. So you're eating it and there is a disconnect from the food. There's not a connection, a resonance, right? And so if you don't believe that what you're eating is what you need, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. You could be a meat-eating, potato-loving, sugar-craving person and be ascending at the exact same rate as somebody that is completely vegan, only has organic food, only drinks green juices, and does all these like really light, high vibrational foods. You have both people believing that both paradigms they're in and both foods that they're eating are increasing their vibrational rate. Guess what's going to happen? They're both going to be increasing their vibrational rate. It has everything to do with your beliefs. Your beliefs create the reality you're experiencing. So what's important here? It's important to look at the paradigms that you are buying into. It's important to look at the paradigms that tell you things are good or bad. It's important to look at paradigms that hold fear consciousness. If you are in a paradigm that is telling you not to do things and that there is a fear-based programming underneath it, start to get clear on that. That's shackling you. That is creating control And there are thousands of paradigms that are controlling the human being. And I'm not saying that veganism is one of those, but all I'm saying is test it out for yourself. When you step into these paradigms, do you feel constricted? Do you feel tied? Do you feel like it's wrong if you do something else, a different behavior, right? You want to be free to just buy into, play in any paradigm at any now moment based on your resonance. That's what's important. Because eventually you will be vibrating at a high enough frequency that you will trust that whatever it is that your vibratory body is asking for, you're going to give it, and you're not going to worry about any other paradigm that's out there. That's freedom. That's living in a now moment, and that's living detached from paradigms. And that's allowing yourself to move in your now moment based on your vibratory rate. So one moment you may be deeply craving those greens and those high vibrational salads and grains and whatever it is, right? And then what happens when you all of a sudden are craving something completely different, right? What if you crave French fries? Oh my God, I'm craving something fried. Oh my God, I'm craving sugars. I'm craving whatever it is. Well, your thoughts are going to create the reality and relationship you're going to have with that. And you can choose that. If you're going to look at this desire of having a donut and say, shit, if I eat that donut, that's not good for me. It's got all kinds of sugar. It's going to do all kinds of things to me. Guess what? That's what it's going to do. Or you could look at the donut and say, oh my God, this is going to be so glorious. My body is going to be so happy. I'm going to enjoy every ounce of this donut. Guess what? You will. And that will be the end of it. That's how we work as energetic creator beings. Now, many people hold paradigms so tightly as truths and realities that it is a shackle. You have to start to look at paradigms as shifting consciousness. Paradigms don't stay truths forever. Paradigms shift with consciousness. As consciousness shifts, paradigms shift. As your consciousness shifts, you shift out of paradigms that don't resonate with you anymore. Paradigms are just consciousness. Paradigms are just energy. A paradigm 40 years ago is not a paradigm now, right? The way we raised children 50 years ago is not how we raise them now. But those paradigms, they were truth. They were reality. They were backed by scientific evidence. But guess what? They aren't truth now. What's changed? We're still human. We're still a human body. We still have the same brain. We still have the same consciousness, except it's increased its vibrational rate. In 40 years, our consciousness has increased its vibrational rate, and so the paradigms have shifted. But a paradigm 80 years ago was truth. It was fact. It was backed by fact. So what makes us think right now in 2019 that paradigms that we believe to be fact, truth, aren't? They're going to change. It's all shifting. If you can let go of really tight paradigms and beliefs and truth and just let it all be, you'll live in a much more free life, especially with diet and ascension. You won't beat yourself up. It's okay, whatever you're craving. But if you are thinking that it's not okay, if you are thinking that you are in a lower vibration because you're craving certain things, then that's what you're going to hold in your reality. As opposed to saying, you know what, this is what my body is craving, and I'm going to honor what my body is craving. Do I want to find the most humane way of exploring and eating that product? Sure, if you want to. You know, from a much higher perspective, none of it matters. But we're in a human body, in a matrix that holds all these paradigms. Just because it's a paradigm, you guys, doesn't mean it's the end all be all truth. Believe it or not. So just because there's scientific evidence that backs things up doesn't mean it is the only truth out there. Your beliefs are much more powerful than any scientific evidence. Ask anybody that was told they were going to die in 6 months. They were never going to walk again. Their spinal cord was so broken or messed up that they were never going to be able to walk on their 2 feet again, and then they walked. Ask those people how they did it, their belief. People that healed themselves from cancer where they were supposed to die. The doctors are like, you're going to die. I give you 2 weeks. There's no way you're going to live. And then they live for the next 40 years. Ask them how they did it. Belief, not paradigm. The paradigm is you have cancer. You're going to die. We have proof of this. We can show you all the proof. And you say to yourself, beautiful paradigm. I'm not buying into it. I'm not going to play in it. I'm going to play in this with my new beliefs. It's the same thing with food. It's the same thing with food. You're not shackled to anything. You're not tied down to any belief system around food. Choose it. Choose it. Your body will tell you. Your vibrational rate will tell you what it wants at any given day. Pay attention to the paradigms. Pay attention to paradigms that are telling you what you shouldn't be doing. Oh, look, they're telling me that I shouldn't be eating this. I shouldn't be eating this. You shouldn't be eating these things if you're in higher vibrational frequencies. Really? Shit, I'm screwed. Because I'm not a vegan. I don't cook a lot of meats, but I don't ever restrict myself from not eating meat if I crave it. I don't hold any restrictions on anything. I just listen to my body and I watch it ascend. And I watch that as it ascends, I'm craving different things. That's it. No shoulds, Lori. Lori shouldn't be doing anything to increase her vibrational rate. If I feel like getting a bowl of ice cream and eating that ice cream, guess what I'm going to do? Get a bowl of ice cream and eat it. I'm not putting so much pressure on diet that it's going to be the end-all be-all of my vibrational frequency increasing into the next dimensional field. What I am going to do is trust that my body knows what it's doing. And if I can surrender to my body and let it tell me what it wants, I'll be okay. It's my mind and my ego that says, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. Remember, all these people are telling me this. In order to increase your vibrational rate, you need to be eating these kinds of high vibrational foods. If you're feeling that, if you're craving that, if you believe that, if you resonate with that. And guess what? If you don't resonate with that, what do you resonate with? And give yourself that. Give yourself what you resonate with. Give yourself what you're craving. Listen, at the end of the day, you guys, eating crappy foods right now is the least of your concerns. You're going to shift. You're going to increase your vibratory rate. You're going to ascend into the next dimensional field. Eat the goddamn pizza if that's what you're craving. Humans are so constricted. We're all about rules and laws and regulations and the ways that it should be. It should be this way. We should be following it this way. It looks like this and this and this and this and this. My God, it's so constricting. Think about it. I've got to be eating this specific way. I've got to be, doing these specific things. And if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel expanded, if it doesn't feel fun, don't do it. I guarantee you at some other now moment, your entire diet is going to shift. It'll all shift. Everything's shifting for us naturally. So with the questions that you're going to ask me about this video, ask yourself prior to asking the question, is this question stemming from a paradigm? Am I pulling this question from a paradigm? If you are, which most of you will, what paradigm am I pulling this question from? People say this. What's the paradigm? I've been told this. What's the paradigm? Let's get clear on the paradigms that we are attaching to. Let's get clear on the paradigms that we are attaching our behaviors to. Let's get clear on the paradigms that we are attaching our beliefs, which is our reality, to. And let's also get real clear on the fact that you're a creator being that has the ability to make a choice on what you want to believe in any now moment, and it's real, and it's truth, and it's your reality, and it becomes your now moment. You can ascend by eating crappy food. You can ascend by eating green, organic foods, as long as you believe that you're ascending, as long as you know that it's okay. But I guarantee you, you'll eventually shift. And as you shift into higher and higher and higher states of consciousness, you will vibrate with different sorts of dietary foods. And maybe not. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll always crave breads. What the frick is wrong with bread, right? Like, what is wrong with the human eating? Look at the paradigms around diet. It's insane. It's crazy. And remember, there's tons of scientific evidence that will back up all these paradigms. I'm not debating these truths. I'm not debating the scientific evidence that you could pull up. I'm debating what my reality wants to buy into. I'm not even debating that. I'm just bringing to the light that we have a choice in what we want to believe in, regardless of the scientific evidence. That's how powerful we are. When you start shifting into higher states of consciousness, you step out of scientific paradigms. When you live in duality, you are tied into that scientific reality, truths, proof. Where's my proof? Where's my proof? Where's my proof? But they've proven all of these things. What about 80 years ago when they proved all those things? 70 years later, they found out none of it's true. 100 years ago, 150 years ago, all the things that we proved to be aren't true anymore, have shifted. 500 years ago, forget it, I'm not even going to go there. The point is, be conscious. Food is food, depending upon what your vibratory rate is at. And pay attention to the paradigms. They're just paradigms. They're just consciousness. Create your own reality. Create your own now moment. Now, do you want to be unhealthy? Unhealthy being not the weight that your body likes to be at, right? Your body will naturally bring itself into the weight that it's designed to be at. And we all have different designs, right? But sure, if you sit and eat pizza after pizza after pizza after pizza after pizza, it's very possible that you will have ramifications of that, or there will be issues that may or may not occur depending upon your belief system, believe it or not. But most of us aren't going to be craving that. We're not going to crave pizza after pizza after pizza after pizza after pizza every single freaking night. You'll want other things. But again, at the end of the day, it comes down to your beliefs. And this can be very challenging for a lot of people to grasp because of the scientific proof and the realities that we live in. Well, when I eat this is what happens to me. Okay, but what does your body crave? What is your body craving? What does your body crave? Not your ego, not your mind, not your addictions, not your emotional body. So your emotional body is going to crave certain foods that your physical, energetic form may not be craving. And that becomes a battle, right? Figuring out, is this emotional eating, or is this my physical body resonating with needing this food? You got to start to play with that. Only you can begin to decipher that. The difference between emotional body cravings and your physical vibratory rate craving certain things. And even then, right? Even if your emotional body is craving certain foods, if you sulk in that and you pick up that pizza and you're sulking in the fact that this is what you're craving and this is what you're doing and this is the addiction that you're in with your food, If your thoughts are, I'm a fat person, I'm horrible, I'm miserable, I can't believe I'm doing this again, this is awful, it's going to go right to my hips and I'm going to feel sick and disgusting. You know, that's what the thoughts that are coming as you're eating it, that's what's going to be consumed. If you say to yourself, you know what, I'm in one of those moments, I'm in one of those spaces, I'm eating crappy ass food again, I'm just in it, I'm going to be okay with it, I'm going to accept my loving human self, nothing's easy about this journey, I'm going to be okay with the fact that I am divulging this pizza, and I'm going to love the fact that this is what I'm doing. Completely different energy. And you're digesting that energy. You're digesting that. That's your reality as you're taking in that food. That's why people pray over their food. It's an intention that you're setting when you consume that food that holds the energy. So you can be eating a burger or you could be having a green juice, and you can put the intention in both of these the same. You can put an energetic intention that this is serving you and going to increase your vibratory rate. And you can put the intention that this is serving you and this is going to increase your vibratory rate. And when you consume both, they will do that. You could do it with a pizza. You could do it with a donut. You could do it with a Snicker bar, if you believe it. It's the same thing as a doctor telling you that you'll never walk again. And you're choosing whether to believe that or not. And then defying that odd. Can you look at a Snicker bar and say, this is going to increase my vibratory rate. Here I go. Boom. And guess what? It's going to do that. And one last thing before I end. At the end of the day, what matters most is that you take off the shackles of diet and food. And you trust what you are energetically feeling called to move towards. That's it. You're shifting. You're ascending. You're moving into the next vibrational field, next dimensional field. If you feel like only eating organic food and being a vegan, then by all means do it. If you're feeling like you're going to eat tons of meat and potatoes and cheeses and all the delicious foods, do it. You're still ascending. There may be a time where you're not going to crave those anymore. And guess what? You'll eat something else. And if you're a vegan and craving all these things, and God forbid, should all of a sudden energetically feel like something other than the vegan paradigm, and you deny yourself that, you're denying your flow. You're denying your frequency. You're denying your vibration, and you're buying into a paradigm that is shackling you. You're buying into a paradigm that is handcuffing you and not letting you be free. So just pay attention to those. There's a lot that can be really said about the community of diet and ascension, you know. And there's a lot that can be scientifically proven about all those different paradigms. And at the end of the day, you have choice. What do you want to believe in? And at the end of the day, what are you thinking and feeling and believing when you're eating it? Take the pressure off you. You're okay. Whatever you're craving in the now moment, you're okay. Know that you're okay when you're craving it. Know that it's okay if you're craving heavier foods. It doesn't mean that your vibration is low. The thought that your vibration is low because you're craving these foods based on what somebody has said or a community has said or a paradigm has said or a collective is shackling you. It's keeping you locked up. I don't want to believe that. Oh, okay, great. What do you want to believe? I want to believe this. Okay, then believe that and eat that food. Become creator beings of your reality. Change your beliefs. Change your thoughts. No one's controlling you. No one's making you believe anything. And this is with anything in our lives. Relationships, purpose work, anything. Anyway, I hope this was useful. Been wanting to do a video on diet for a while. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it didn't, toss it out the window and come back and watch another video. If you liked this video, please push the little thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If you like my channel, please subscribe to my beautiful YouTube channel. If you know anyone that this would resonate with, pass it on. I love you all so much. I'll be back for another video. I don't know on what, but we will see. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for being here in your physical forms, listening to your own vibration, paying attention to the paradigms that you're playing in, and remembering that you're a creator being. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You can create your own reality. Lots of love. Bye.